play a bit, and also the Kunkka. This ban pattern looks like these teams know each other fairly well, what they're doing. Here we first pick. All right. First pick Void.
All right.
Naga.
I'm gonna get one of my compendium predictions here. Most amount of last hits for Arteezy.
I think it's a support Naga.
Oh.
I think it's a support Naga. But the options are open. So
he hasn't played this yet. Arteezy's hero is a Veno Druid. I think I wrote Arteezy twice here. That's not right. Draw Ranger, Necro, and Visage. I don't know what his first hero was against against TNC. But yeah, he hasn't had a Naga game yet by the looks of it.
Now, the reason they're grabbing Naga like this is support Naga is a classic counter to Void. You Chronosphere, and then you just Song of the Siren, and then you've like negated a very key ability. So EG are like kind of rediscovering some of the old forgotten counters almost. Like there's been so many Void games recently, but nobody's been running Naga. It works both as a core and as a support. The reason the support Naga is very nice for this aspect is that, you know, if you're primarily getting it for the song, you have it anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a core or support.
Yeah.
And support Naga is more likely to be in the right position to cast it. The core Naga, if he's fighting, he wants to go in and deal damage with his main sometimes, or he's off split pushing. Whereas the support Naga will be able to be in the right defensive position most of the time to counteract play.
I don't know if you referred to it was the IGV game from yesterday, right?
When...
Yeah, the support Naga for Zai.
Oh, they did play it yesterday as well.
Yeah, they did. So they played it. The other reason too why the ET bans come out is because both Crit and Zai have both been playing the Elder Titan.
Okay.
So they're bouncing around a little bit. They're keeping the Zai position very fluid apart from their first round. Like they ran him ET twice, and then it was Kunkka, Weaver, Naga, and Spirit.
Okay. Yeah. So the surprising pick here, in a way, is the Mirana, that they're grabbing it this early. EG has started rediscovering or refinding their lost love for this on Sumail. The synergy with Naga is pretty good. You have the Ensnare into Arrow, you have the Song into Arrow that EG has definitely played a lot of in the past. It's just a bit curious, because I don't think this matchup, the Mirana versus Void, is that good for Mirana anyway.
Well, it may not actually be him either. Universe in the IGV game actually ran the Priestess of the Moon.
Mirana offlane.
Actually ran Mirana offlane.
Okay. Well, then this opening makes even more sense to me.
Yep.
Then it's super flexible for them. These two heroes can be played by anyone, anywhere, as it sounds. Can't wait to see some Arteezy safe lane Mirana.
It's actually crazy looking through like the EG drafts of just like yesterday, where like there's some games where it was just like the same stuff they ran. It was Universe Batrider. Okay, we'll do that 2 times in a row. Crit playing his Wyvern multiple games in a row as well. But then you hit the second and the third series and things just change up. So they seem to have a very set structure, and they're just like switching some in and out.
Yeah, that's generally how it goes for EG during the first couple days of the tournament. They're like figuring out which ones of their strategies are the best, and developing a bit on them. So that's totally understandable. Now, we've talked a lot about EG. Let's look a bit at Empire. So they went for the Lich together with Void. This is a classic duo. Chrono into Chainfrost. Good dual lane. Void is survivable. Lich is annoying. It's a great friendship they have. They both look weird. The Pugna Lone Druid band stand out a bit. Pugna has 100% win rate after 5 wins. It was played by Sumail in a very quick win for EG. It was played yesterday by OG, I remember. I can't remember what the other games were. I'm not sure if I saw any of them. The Lone Druid was played by Arteezy in, I believe, 1 or 2 games yesterday. He won with it against Liquid, playing the ranged Lone.
It was the second game versus Liquid that he played it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lone.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was only 1 game they played it.
Yes, it was only the one.
Okay, and then the Storm and Weaver bans from EG seem fairly targeted. The FN plays a good Storm Spirit, and the Weaver synergy with Void is nice. Not quite sure if the Weaver ban was that necessary, but the Storm one is just good against their cores. Or against the Mirana, it's pretty good against Naga.
I'm assuming they're just banning out against Resolution. Resolution, obviously, the jump-in ban for Team Empire, but it's...
Does he play safe lane Storm?
He hasn't played a safe lane Storm yet. Resolution's hero is he's actually never played the same hero twice. He's got Necro, Weaver, Arc, Void, Dro, and Luna. And the Doombringer is a Team Empire special.
Nice.
But first time they're picking this one up in the competition as well.
Good hero for Miposhka. He plays a nice Doom. Probably going to be him. It could be an off-lane Doom for Ghostic. I don't think we're going to see that so much, though.
After what happened to the VP Doom at Kiev,
It's different when you have
again.
It's different when you have Lich. You can do a lot of things when you have Lich. I think the possible logic here with the Doom is that, okay, we know why you guys picked Naga. We're gonna get Doom in the backlines and Doom your Naga so we can use our Chronosphere to play Dota. That's one way of thinking about it. The other one is we want to play super aggressive on your lanes and take advantage of the fact that this Naga is either as a core is very greedy and takes time to farm up, or as a support has limited potential to rotate and counterplay our Doom.
She can't actually counterplay the Doom at all, right? If you run Lich and Doom off, then that Naga can't harass anything.
It's pretty hard.
Like, the only thing she could potentially harass is the mid lane and run it more like a Night Stalker.
Yeah, you can do that. I've theorized about this this Naga for quite a while as a support when people started running this this like moving force instead of just flat out tri-lanes. That the support Naga could come back and just work by being decent in lane, having good base stats, and then transitioning into this like teamfight control with Song. But it hasn't really shown itself too much. Lycan into Nature's Prophet.
Okay, so well, there's our offlaner now for Empire.
More than likely.
But it's the Lycan pickup. Like, you're talking about Team Empire's ability to be aggressive, to actually contest that safe lane. If it is a Naga and a Lycan together down there, Lycan has been notoriously weak in his early levels when under heavy amounts of pressure. Now you want to run a Lycan and Naga versus a Lich and Doom?
It's been changed though. Lycan's safe lane pattern is very different from what it used to be some months ago, and it's simply because of the rework to his third ability. The Feral Impulse is... What was it the old one was? It was percentage damage to himself and minions, and...
You can look at it now. Like, we can even drag it up on this.
Yeah, that's...
oh wait,
I know what the current
why
one
can't
is.
I do that?
But the old one... So the old one gave damage and... Was it attack speed? And it was like... I can't remember if it was flat percentage.
You're looking at me for this.
Anyway. The reason you remember Lycan as being a weak laner was that he could get contested and pressured really hard, and then he would get out-sustained. But Feral Impulse now gives HP regen. So when Lycan reaches level 3, and especially level 5, level 3 he gets 4 HP regen, level 5 he gets 7. So when you hit level 5, you have a Ring of Health for free, basically. And that's what most safe lane heroes used to sustain anyway. Like, if you're playing Anti-Mage, you go Ring of Health. If you're playing safe lane 1, you get harassed, you go Ring of Health. If you're playing Lycan, you don't even need to buy it. How nice is that? And then you get a lot of damage from Feral Impulse to get lasted, so... It's different. I think the reason they're grabbing the Lycan is they want to go for the Necro Book build. It's annoying for Doom. Doom has very bad mana pool compared to how important his spells are. It's a similar story for Void. Running out of mana on Void, can't cast Chrono. If you can't Time Walk, you die. The heroes are very, very... It's very integral to them to have that key mana at the right moments. And Lycan's also one of the heroes that can kill Doom. You have really high physical damage. So
Team Empire gonna ban out the Brood Mother. A hero who they don't have any real counter to, and with the last hero pickup, the Morphling will appear.
Yep.
So Resolution Morphling as the final icing on the cake here for Team Empire.
Or FN. They both play it.
Maybe.
They both play it. Yep. I think Rezzo's Morphling is one of the best. I think FN is also really, really good though, and it depends on how they want to put their lanes, really.
Enchantress.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Offlane Ench.
It's Universe Enchantress?
Nice. I like this. I think it's really good, actually, in a lot of games. And I want to see it in action. To me, this isn't even the best game for Offlane Ench, but it's just I want to see it played. Because I feel like there's a lot of games where the matchups are going to be really, really good for Ench. Morphling can be a bit tricky because he actually has fairly decent spell burst, and you're playing into Lich as well. But against a hero like Doom, what's he supposed to do? He can't even get Infernal Blade off.
So what's meant to make it so good? Is it just the fact that you don't get attacked? Do you go untouchable levels? Like, how do you play the offlane Enchantress?
You probably go for the... There's like two options. If the lane is really good for you and you just start in the lane, you probably just skill untouchable and start hitting the support. And then support tries to trade with you and then they lose. But if the lane is hard, you skill enchant and you you wait for the first wave, you get a creep, you go to lane with that creep, and then that creep zones the support while you play against the carry. Most of the time I would say a build like 2-1-0 is very good, or 1-1-1, and then you want to max your untouchable more than likely. Especially against a hero like Doom, then he can't even rotate on you. as I mentioned, he can't use Infernal Blade. It's very hard for the Morphling to get any attacks in once your Untouchable's up to like 3. It's gonna be interesting to see here.
Speaking of that Doom, that set looks badass. What the hell is that?
I don't know, I have 2 Dooms on my screen, so... I had that glitch again. It's funny.
That happened in a different studio yesterday, right? Or was that... No, that was this morning.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah. Actually, no, yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah. Predictions.
Yeah. When will the tower be killed before the 10-minute mark?
Yes, there's an Enchantress in the game. And a Furion. That will happen.
Number of Ancients camp stacked by 30 minutes.
0 to 5. Both lines were bad at farming it.
No one really wants to stack that. Player with the highest net worth at the end of the game. It's a toss-up.
Who do you think is going to win?
When I look at this, I'm feeling EG had the victory.
How fast do you think they're...
In this game, I think it's going to take about 45, 50 minutes.
Then I'm picking Resolution. Even if they lose, I think Morphling just 0. If it goes that late, Morph is going to get really...
Okay.
And then I also think they're going to win. But I think I like Empire's draft a lot here, and EG comes down to like a lot about clutchness. I don't think their lineup is that natural in itself to play, whereas the Radiant lineup is way more, you know, it's more straightforward, easier to execute, and in my book has better late game. I think this Morphling is going to own if he has a good game. Yeah. So I'll do Rezo, and then the last one...
I did Rezo as well, as the last person to die.
Last player to be killed, you picked him?
Yeah. I think he's the hardest player to kill out of everyone on this field. Because who else would you go for? Everyone else is pretty susceptible just to feeding themselves to save somebody else.
Yeah. I'll do Lycan, I think.
You do Lycan?
I'll try Lycan. I think there's a fairly good chance that Arteezy doesn't get killed in the lane and that Morph dies once.
The issue I see for Arteezy is the fact, like, when he goes to dog form, he's just going to get trapped inside the Chronosphere and brought down. That's the biggest concern I have for him.
Yeah, it could definitely happen. It's just that, yeah.
So,
we'll see.
Lane-wise, we're going to start with Ghostic on the bot lane, up against an off-lane Arteezy and Earthshaker crit. Puts the Doombringer into the jungle at the very beginning. Resolution will play that mid with Maposhka, so it's actually a Morphling and a Lich running this dual mid, and Zai is realizing very quickly he cannot zone this out to help out Samel, which leaves the last lane. It's the Universe who is running on the safer lane for EG, up on the top, up against FN's Faceless Void. So, should be a pretty quick level 6 up the Faceless Void. Not to mention the same for the Enchantress.
It's a massively favorite lane, though. Universe is going to love this.
He did go for Untouchable level 1, so he can't pick up the Hellbed just yet to harass with it.
It's just this Untouchable actually just allows him to hit the Void kind of in the creep wave even. It's almost the same as having an Orb Walk, just because the creeps, the 40 attack speed level 1 is so good. They barely hit him when he goes for him.
And this has happened again. It's the double wave of Sumail underneath the tower. Zai is just continuously just rip-tiding onto Resolution, who's very, very low. Don't make a liar of me, Resolution. He's going to salve up quickly.
Oh yeah, you picked Morphling to die last, right?
Yeah, I did. Do you have to have like a semi-sinister laugh there?
I mean, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. That was not my laugh.
It wasn't.
I know you sound.
That's what I heard.
I know you sound different to yourself, like your voice sounds different to yourself than to other people because of how it resonates within your skull.
Really?
The difference is not that big.
And I already hate the sound of my own voice. Maybe that's why other people hate it more.
If it's comforting, you don't sound like a witch. So
thank you.
You got that going.
Thank you, Syndrin.
Sound like something else that's bad, though. It's not a witch.
It's called a foghorn. Naga. Oh, hello. What the hell? Not exactly where I thought Crit would end up.
Roger came in with a double damage on Doom, and he had the Hurl Boulder creep, so
yeah,
that's really high damage output when he comes in for a move like that.
I guess the W1 special. Missing First Blood. Resolution takes the arrow from Maposhka. And Snare into Arrow is now the combination that EG are trialing.
Pretty good synergy. Often you would think, oh wow, it's so easy to hit the arrow because you have like this lockdown of Ensnare, and that's true, but you need to remember neither ability does really good damage. So.
Arteezy triggering off the Howl. I'm not certain if that's actually meant to help him kill in a different lane. Zaya's also there because the Fissure kind of blocked him off. Now Roger beating into Crit. He's already thrown off his hurling boulder, puts down the Scorched Earth, so he's got the movement speed, but then gets blocked in by the dire creep wave on one side and the Treants on the other.
Boulder so powerful. 0 mana cost 125 damage. It's pretty nice. Just being able to walk in and throw a boulder onto the Shaker, harass him really hard. Bounty Rune. And, well, so far so good for the laning stage. It's pretty even overall. The
Ench is ripping on
yes,
CS.
That is the main thing. This Ench will have such a good time. And then the question is, how good is Ench this game against the cores of the Radiant? I think it's pretty good against Morph until Morph gets farmed, at which point the shotgun starts getting very dangerous for a hero like Ench with so low base health. But she's pretty good against Doom, and she is pretty good against both the Nature's Prophet and the Void. So
they're roaming again. Crit and Roger having some fun. Roger's already finished up his Tranquil Boots. 4 minutes in. So his rotations can continue. Meanwhile, Arteezy's actually not having a bad time on that offlane. Got 13 for 5. It's maybe not the greatest thing he ever asked for, with Ghostic being really on top of the denies. But there's also been a fair chunk of rotations from Empire to try and keep Arteezy off this bottom lane.
yeah, that's been both the Shaker and the Doom being involved down here. In isolation, Lycan versus Nature's Prophet, I think Nature's Prophet has a slight lead in the beginning, but once Lycan gets these levels up in Feral Impulse, he can start like, almost ignoring that the Treants even exist. So Arteezy is probably going to be okay, and that's something that's very interesting about this EG team in general and how they've evolved as a team, was that the old EG, it was very important that Arteezy had a good game, and later on they've started having games where Arteezy just gets sacrificed a bit, because all of them can carry each other, and it's more about like the overarching game
Roger's
plan.
a little over-aggressive. In fact, he should be
really
dead
hard.
right now. Crit TP'd in a while ago, and with a fissure, they'll block him, they'll hold him in position. Roger tries to slip around the edges.
Nighttime Howl.
Oh wait, we got mini Dooms to kill. There you go, now they're gone.
Nighttime Howl is so good. Oh!
Wait, did they actually catch out Ghostic as well?
He's stuck around too long. He's gonna get fissured. Oh, that's not a good fissure though.
As I can't reach him. And Roger's back to the front. TP back. Luckily, efficiency TP will allow him to come straight back in again. Unless they switch lanes up. Maybe that's also that other question mark time. Like when you actually give the bottom lane to Roger and get the Nature's Prophet to start having influences in the other lanes.
That's an option they have. I think they want Ghost to get 6 first though. Pressure on RTZ again. Maybe a little Infernal Blade here. Poke.
It's like Arteezy's not caring too much. He's got the shrine in which he can... Actually, no, they already burned the shrine.
He's getting level 5 now. That's the big... He's gonna get 3 in Feral Impulse and there's gonna be just fine. Look at his regen. This is without items, this Lycan.
9.3.
It's just a constant tango, you know? He has a tango for the rest of the game. It's pretty nice. This Orb of Venom is being very annoying though. Orb phase, the classic Nature's Prophet punish build, is working out very well for Ghostic, so maybe Arteezy is gonna have a harder time than I expected.
Crit's gonna come down here and just protect him a little bit. So the babysitting Earthshaker for the offlane. Hold on a sec. And Samel's having a good time in mid. Now he actually doesn't need the extra help from the Naga Siren. They're going to ensnare on bottom lane. The Howl coming off. Big indicator they're looking for a kill, but Arteezy getting hit by the Infernal Blade. Doesn't really feel like he can fight this, and Zai's on the run for mass amounts of Tringans. Chris Fisher will create a little bit of space with the trees. They get up, they block Zai in. He can't get out. Wherever he goes, a tree blocks his path. Either controlled or just environmental. But Ghostic, he doesn't have enough damage. Samael picks up a double kill at the moment. Fisher onto Ghostic. He holds him there. Ghostic needs to die. The Wrath of Nature will bounce around. And Samael will die to Resolution in the mid lane in the meantime.
That was so sick from Zai. That play was so good. He walks into the tree line on the right side. He uses Mirror Image, and they killed all.
The Chrono!
They killed all 3 illusions before they found out which one was the real one of Zai because of his movement pattern. They misled him really, really well there.
Arteezy will burn to Roger. They stuck around too long. Now Universe. All that farm coming to the offlane. And they'll look to fight harder.
And I'm just wondering how Samael killed these heroes mid. Like, I don't understand how that's even possible. He killed the Morphling first, and then he killed the Lich after. 1-on-2, while being dual laned by 2 heroes that were the same level as him. That's It's kind of unbelievable to me how that happened, but that bottom fight was really good to watch too. Can't win both at once, you know? Gotta pick. Oh, arrow.
Perfect. Hits on resolution.
Should
he
be
already got
okay.
the strength morph up, and he's got 2 stick charges and the waveform. Smail, the waveform, actually helping to dodge. Starfall was on its way down from Smail, and Roger will now arrive.
It's still very good pressure from them. Even though resolution stays alive, he has to spend a lot of time and energy morphing back here. He'll have to go and at least expend a shrine or run all the way back to base. Looks like it's going to be the shrine route. He wants to go use that. And morph up to agility.
So Ghostic has to rotate top. Arteezy is there with him, so they're keeping the lanes paired at least. And then FN against Universe, who has... He went for a 4-1-2-1 at the moment. They're going to go for a little bit more of early drums. Damn FN. When he's got a Time Walk and then gets enchanted again, doesn't have Time Walk available. Roger, in the neighborhood, can look for the Infernal Blade, takes forever to swing. In fact, he never even got it down. 4 points untouchable. This sword is heavy. Samael.
That is like the worst. Hitting with Infernal Blade onto Enchantress is the worst.
Wait, they're actually still fighting? Samael leaps out. Resolution. Samael shouldn't find the kill. And Ghostic is having to defend the top lane. Arteezy just cut through the Quelling Blades. They can still keep beating into the tier 1 tower. Fortification will slow things up a little bit. And Doom's rotation. It may not be enough with that EG aggressive ward on the hillside. They have a lot of vision around this tier 1 tower, so they know exactly what they can get away with. And if they don't go down a bottom lane, Universe is just going to take the tier 1 on bottom anyway.
Well, he's going to just sit here. It's very difficult for the Radiant lineup to kill this Ench at this current point in time. So Universe knows that they will have to bring like 2, maybe 3 heroes, and if he gets killed by that, then so be it. It's a big rotation, and if they don't come, he's going to slow it.
I was going to say they're absolute bastards for not killing off a tower before the 10-minute mark.
That didn't happen.
We got so many low tier 1 towers on Empire, but EG haven't committed. That double kill in mid actually slowed things down a hell of a lot for Empire, but still they hold the line.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought there was going to be some sort of tower falling when you have this kind of lineups, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't happen. Yep. They're very focused on counterplaying each other in the lanes rather than committing to push with the Nature's Prophet Treants or with Ench rotating in with creeps, especially because you know it's an offlane Ench, so it makes it different.
Roger's hiding under the cover of smoke. I think they want to go on mid as Ghostic. Leap's already been used, but he cannot get in range for the Sprout. Instead, it's going to be Fissure into Arrow, and Ghostic just comes in to die. At the same time, on the bottom lane, it's Chronosphere, Chain Frost, Frost Blast, and Universe is killed in the off lane. That's a huge kill for Empire as well.
That's a pretty even trade-off overall. Surprised Nature's Prophet chased that down though. Like that was not a play anymore for Ghostic to try to go for. His teammate was way too far away. But still, it's pretty even overall this game. Minor lead for EG, arguably because of the gold, but I think it's so negligible at this point that we shouldn't even really be thinking too much about it. Just look at mainly how the cores are progressing. If the Morphling is reaching the key items that he wants to have at this point in the Mirana. Samael, I think, is having a very good performance so far.
Song of the Siren's also going to be coming online very soon for Naga. She's leeching the experience from the bottom lane, and that gives Zai that 6 now.
Yep.
So at least they have some kind of answer to Chrono Lich ulti. Maybe not if they both get off. And you're just going to force the lane. Stolen Catapult in hand. A traitor in the midst.
Yep, that tower's definitely going to fall here. It's difficult for Empire to come over and defend it. They're hunting down Crit right now, but not going to manage. And he's going to drop a ward on his way out in the fog. Very nicely done. And let's see if Empire can get some sort of a trade. So they're looking at maybe putting some pressure top. At least the Treants are there. But they are not finding the push right now.
They're not finding anyone from EG. Arteezy is abandoned into the jungle, and again, Arteezy, he did this yesterday. He's going for the Necro rush on the Lycan.
That's just come back somehow. I don't even think the item has been buffed. It's been buffed as of late, but not in between when this item wasn't purchased at all and when it's being purchased every game now. I think every Lycan this tournament has bought it as first item. Which is very interesting because 2 months back, without a change to the hero, everyone was going Mask of Madness into Armlet. and then BKB. Like those combat builds were way more popular. Bottom lane.
Yeah,
Roger, you get a Doom here.
Oh, he's gonna get one off. Remember, Zai still got that Song of the Siren, so everybody just hold your horses. Zai will do his TP out, and EG will bail.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Meanwhile, Resolution, though, doing a lot of damage to that mid-tier 1. So he will be able to take it unless crit. Fissure, Zai, he's got an ensnare, so he can hold him here, but it's not going to stop Resolution from killing the tower. Sumail, okay, Wrath of Nature, Zai! Resolution just kills him off. It's a short-range arrow from Sumail. Still doesn't have enough damage. The Lich Ulti will fly up. Crit needs to keep his distance. Sumail will survive. And Crit. He's got enough mana for a Fissure, but he's also got not enough life to survive. Sumail, maybe hoping Resolution was baited heavily into that universe, has that movement speed, trick of the drum charge. Resolution starts his TP out, and they don't have damage. Universe too close to get enough damage out of that Impetus.
Very nice play from Rezo overall there. That was excellent use of playing the hero to its limits. That's one of the very unique things about Morphling, is how you can go for these dives that seem completely hopeless and actually get away with it. Finding those 2 kills there was very, very well played. And because of that, he's kind of tied for first place now on net worth. And he's going straight E-Blade. No Linkins or anything of that sort this game, just straight into that shotgun. And then Ench will have a problem. I think we might need to see more than just a cloak come out from Universe here. He might have to complete the hood. Oh, he is actually building. Drums hood into Pike, it looks like, will be the route for Ench.
So try and tank it that way. I'm still interested to see how they... because the reason why I'm kind of like leaning towards EG as far as Invictus in this game, it's just because the Song of the Siren control to reset seems to be too strong.
Yeah. And
allow the Lycan to basically do whatever he wants or protect that one core. And we saw what happened yesterday with TZ's Lycan. You win one fight and you win it all. But at the same time, you don't really have a great big follow-up to the Daga Song. It's always a get out of jail free card.
Yeah. I have seen this game so many times. This exact game. Resolution uncountered Morphling with a good card.
Yeah.
That was half of DC's games at TI6. Or at least a lot of them. They had so many Reso Morphling wins where it was picked late in a great game.
Oh, they're going to fight mid. Looks like the arrow connected over on the Doombringer. Sumail comes in range for the double starfall. Hits heavily onto Maposhka, who will evaporate under Arteezy. Lich Ulti continues to bounce around, but Ghostic trapped in the trees. Once again, a good old tree trapping. In this case, it was the Wolves as well as the Necrobook Micro from Arteezy to be spot on. And EG rotate quickly down to the bottom lane. Universe with the Stolen Catapult has already done significant damage to the tier 2 and should claim it now. If they can get backdoor regeneration to turn off.
Yeah, he's going to get it now. There's a TP down though. Are they interested? Oh, they're going to try to kill here. Morphling is coming in from above. And Lich in the lane.
The Observer Ward sees too much.
Crit will...
Waveform? Oh.
Clutch.
Needed to be able to see him properly.
Yep.
The catapult didn't kill the tower. It's got 22 HP. So someone will have to come back to deny this. That'll be Maposhka.
Needs 2 hits because he put ice armor on it.
Working against yourself.
Wasted efficiency.
It wouldn't have stayed alive if he didn't.
I thought that's the sound you make to win arguments. Oh, let's see. So, top lane, Roger and FN are eyeing this Lycan. They do have We've seen very little Chrono usage.
Oh,
yep,
well, we'll see it again. Lycan, locked in position. Here comes your Wrath of Nature. It's going to bounce through. It doesn't actually connect properly onto Arteezy. The Doom should be enough. Sumail's trying to deny him. In fact, he'll succeed. Gets the proper deny off. And now is Empire on the run. Roger will fall. Universe to the right place. Ghostic creates some space with the Sprout. Holding crit Sumail and Universe back. But Zai wraps in from around the side. And Nature's Prophet will die. Universe has the double kill. And what they really get in return, Arteezy was killed by a teammate.
Yeah, that was really good rotation from EG. Just quick response, bringing up the whole team in with TPs and movement from the mid area. And Empire just didn't have the numbers. They were trying to go for that kill with 3 under the tier 2, and it's not a fast kill. Chrono into Doom with Lich, with no good Chain Frost available. It takes a long time.
Did he also hit him with the first point of Wrath of Nature? Or did he get really unlucky, he didn't bounce through?
I think they hit him with like one of the, maybe somewhere around the middle. Bottom lane, Chain Frost. Oh, wow. All right.
Well, there goes Universe.
That's why he should have bought the hood before the force stack. But well, it's hard to foresee that this play is going to happen.
When you're up against an Aegis Prop with Sprout, you kind of want to have the 4-staff as well.
Yeah, there's good cases to be made for both items, but that's a death he won't have with the hood for sure.
Oh, they're going for a trade-off, so you've lost your off-lane at Universe. Samael, I don't know if he really meant to leap outside of the pit just then, but left outside the pit, has to walk back around, so they'll grab Roshan, and the trade-off is actually a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower plus the Enchantress.
That's just more than good enough for Empire, I think. Yeah. It's an Aegis on the Mirana, which is good, but this is an E-Blade Morphling minute 18 about to come in. He needs 100 gold now.
It's amazing to the level of fun Ghostix pulled off this map. Getting that early hand of Midas, he can go into his Maelstrom nice and quickly. You've got a lot of early damage from FN thanks to the Mask of Madness. He's also staring down the barrel of having a Shadow Blade very quickly too.
Yep.
Even Medallion for Maposhka. And Roger, he went for the bit more of an armor item. He needed something at the start of the buckler. But his Blink Dagger, he's 700-ish away goal from having it. And Samel's going to try and do something about that now.
Yep.
In they run. Here comes Dog. And Roger.
Here comes Dog. That's the missed arrow.
Samael has actually been missing a bunch of them. I don't know if you noticed in that gank up on the top, he leaped into the middle of 2 creep waves and threw an arrow.
I mean, it's not easy to hit that arrow either. It's, you know, it just looks funny because, you know, he's at a crossroads where he can run either right or run down, and you just like 50-50 it, and it looks like you missed the arrow awfully, but at the end of the day, you have to pick, right? You're just taking a choice. Bottom lane universe. See ya.
Woo!
It's the E-Blade used, revealed from Resolution. This is... I think this is the best Morphling draft I have seen in very, very long. Like, oh, that's another of those arrows.
Yeah, left or right?
Oh,
Which way do you go? Resolution went right.
I think Rezo's going to take off this game.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be absolutely crazy. If you have a game with Morphling where you can afford to go this build, it's sick. Like, most of the times, like, oh, I probably have to get a Linken's because of this and this, or maybe a Perseverance to sustain in my lane or whatever. But he gets this really quick E-Blade with the bottle build-up, and he just keeps
body block. It's Arteezy with the Wolves just holding Maposhka in position long enough so Zai could get the ensnare. A quick TP out was a wise thing to do, but crit in the neighborhood cancels off the TP.
Yep.
They burn Necros as well for this. This has to turn into some level of push then.
I don't think they can.
Well, they're probably too scared going against Resolution at the moment.
Yeah, he can kind of just pick a target and kill it, almost, except Lycan. Lycan's very tanky, and I guess there's an Aegis on Mirana for now, and Samael went first item Linken's, by the way, so he has tools to deal with the shotgun for now.
I'm wondering then if Resolution gets something
he's trying an arrow
else.
mid, this could be big.
Resolution stands still, protected by the range creep as well as the siege. Yeah, is there another item that you should go to then break the Linken's for a Morphling?
I don't think so. I think he's gonna target other heroes or have his teammates, rely on his teammates breaking that Linken somehow. Like a Chain Cross Cast or a Frost Blast, if that can reach Sprout.
Universe. Actually slowing down the Doombringer. The trees try and do the body block once more. Zai hits the ensnare, and Doombringer starts his TP straight away, and the damage. It will not be enough, and they do not commit the Song of the Siren for this. Need it for the team fight. Ghostic, this arrow is going to connect. Trapped in his own ceremonial tree circle of death.
I think that would have been worth a song.
To kill the Doom as well?
Yeah. I think that this is not we're not in a position here where that big team fight is going to break out, I think. It is a long cooldown, though. It's a hard decision to make.
5 seconds on Lich, and dead. Got that one.
Yep. I mean, that's the main thing with a hero like Mirana. You're going to miss arrows. You need to keep trying to hit them, and then when you get the timing right and the movement is, let's say they move the correct way 3 times, then the 4th time they don't. And then that's the kill. If you don't fire the arrows, you're not going to hit.
It's also a really good prediction from him too. Like, the 2 Observer Wards were there for the Radiant side. And there's maybe another reason too why you're seeing Arteezy triggering his Necropooks all the time.
Rezo could die here if this arrow hits.
Samael, he connects on it. Universe can hold him in position long enough. Strength Morph, not enough.
That is so big.
And they got the
they might even
fissure
get a
as well.
fan. Yeah, does he?
He's got Shadow Blade. Like, they need to have reveal to make this work, and they don't have it.
That's the biggest kill on the map, though.
In fact, no one has reveal on EG.
They watched Cloud9's game yesterday. look at Sumail's confidence, the way he's like moving around the map, and it's just this Lincoln Sphere that gives him this big feeling of safety. He can't get stopped by Doom, he can't get shotgunned down. They need to have like a very specific combination of heroes, so he's kind of making the Radiant jungle his own.
Before you can even hit that point for the Morphling, it's like, what can I have to trigger off a Lincoln Spear so I can hit my combination? Sumail makes the most out of the time. A Howl buff up, send the illusions in, beat the tower down. And that sounds like Aegis the Immortal now
quick work of it, 2 damage per hit. If they stood there for 2 minutes, they would get this tower.
Critical damage.
Impressive.
So it looks like Zai is actually, he got his own Hood of Defiance.
Oh, Empire looking for a kill.
You don't want to pick up the bounty rune in case there's an observer one.
Sumail would be a really good kill, but they...
Bye!
Oh.
4-staff and drum charge. Universe is out of charges now, but hey, 4-staff pays off.
Moonlight turnaround. Miposhka is in a really bad spot now. He's going to try to TP out.
Arrow!
Oh!
Just off the mark, and Zai can't get the ensnare in time either. Damage increase is now going to really start to pop up. Maelstrom completed for Sumail. Crit's already got his Blink Dagger as well, so they've got that jump into Echo Slam. Universe is finally going back to now range, so less defense build. He's going to finish up that Hurricane Pike. And Diffusal Blade, fully done for Arteezy. Had the Necros for a while, but it's just been AFK farming for most of the time.
Yep, he's keeping a really good pace on the Lycan. He's very farmed. Together with the Mirana.
Crit and Sumail, the wraparound. Do they see enough? The Wolves are coming down. Crit starts the fissure. It's a perfect block on the Lich. The Crit Waves will tank the arrow for him, however.
What an awkward moment. He's just standing there with 2 wolves and nobody wants to go in from either side. Nobody's helping him against the wolves. Nobody's going on the Lich. He's like, oh, okay.
I don't know what to do with this. I just caught a fish. I'm not certain if it's the right size.
Yeah.
Like, do I throw it back or do I actually eat it?
Is this legal?
Well, for now, EG are happy just to move back into their farming position. Same for Ghostic. He loves this. The longer this game drags on, the more he can split push, the more his minus will go to work. And the better opportunity maybe FN can find to synergize with his ulti and to give Resolution more space to farm. Resolution now working his way into that Manta style. So lockdown control on him is going to become 10 times harder. Resolution! Oh, he jumped in. It was actually the replicate. One last little swipe onto Crit.
He could still be in trouble,
find the kill.
His mana's pretty low. Sumail has definitely got eyes on him right now.
Intel tread switch and then just waveform down.
Arrow
Shrine's available and well, the arrow, it flies and it does hit Resolution, but he's already into the safety of the Shrine. And Arteezy did burn Necros before, and he just burned his Wolf form too.
I wonder how EG are feeling about this game, like the progression of it relative to the draft they have. If they feel comfortable that it's all right, we probably feel like this game is even right now, like both teams are farming, but we're going to be able to take it late. Because I'm not really feeling that when I look at the draft. Like it just feels like Empire's late game will be so dangerous to play into. You're fighting into Chrono, this fat Morphling, Doom is always a threat in the late game.
You know,
Lich
I can't help but agree with you, but I know there's one thing that EG will always hold on to. You get that huge Echo Slam in from Crit, you get the team fight win, and then the pushing speed and damage that comes from Arteezy will be insane.
If they land a great Echo, then for sure. But the question for me is now if that's what they can do.
FN, Chrono's on bottom lane. Resolution's going to come and join them. Doesn't want to let anything go. The arrow flies through both FN as well as Resolution. Zai not wanting to turn off the Song of the Siren. Arteezy's here as well. Ensnare tries to hit Resolution. He waveforms away at the right time. And more trees get created. More and more support comes in. Actually, as I say that, FN TP's back to base. He is no longer here for the fight now that Chronosphere is gone. He wants to complete up his Diffusal Blade before they take the fight.
Yep. Oh, there's a full Mjolnir now. And this extra buff that's getting farmed as well.
Yeah.
But all of the cores in the game are actually faring very well.
You know that longest game in the tournament that could happen?
Could be this one, yeah.
It actually could be this one.
This game has the potential to go very late. at the same time, it also has the potential to end in like 15 minutes. Like, this game is very unpredictable right now.
If that happened, then it was like EG taking like the unbelievable fight against Resolution while his buyback's down, and then they win.
Either that, or they get like 1 or 2 good chronos, and they just push with this Manta style that Mortling has soon, and he just gets 1 or 2 lanes or axes. Both lineups are very, very fast at punishing if they find the right type of fight. But it's been very even so far, so those moments haven't really arisen very much.
EG were looking for an opening. They don't find anything. They moonlight shadowed and found absolutely nothing.
Chrono is still on cooldown, so I think Empire are just going to take it easy and be happy that EG's move was unsuccessful. And they're just going to keep the split push up. That's another aspect we haven't really talked about. This Radiant lineup split pushes super well. It's not only the Nature's Prophet, but you have Nature's Prophet, and you have the Replicate to play around with later. And then if EG want to try and go and deal with the split push, there's the threat of the Shadowblade Void just popping up and killing with any of the cores that you're going to counterplay. So,
and even if they deal with a split push, like even if they push the lanes in and they want to go high ground, you're still going high ground against a Chronosphere with a Lich. Yep. Against massive pop damage coming in from a Morphling, which is going to delete one of your heroes at the start of the fight too.
It is difficult, but EG are playing the game very well, I think. They're not really gaining an advantage, but they're keeping the status quo against a lineup that finds this much farm, and they're avoiding getting picked off, and they're counterplaying very well, and these Chrono attempts come out, and the Doom comes out. They're very fast to TP in the Song and Siren, so they're definitely playing the tools they have very well. I want to see that moment in this game that, you know, that just makes me like, okay, EG can totally just win this game right now. And I feel like we've played for 15 minutes now, and that moment just isn't happening. Like there isn't that timing where you're just like, oh, this is what the lineup is meant to do.
But I think they're still trying to work it out themselves too. You saw on bottom lane when you went for the Song of the Siren, the arrow flies out from Samel. Samel's like, I want to kill now. And the rest of them were just like, I don't think this is the opportunity. So they had to work it out themselves. Maybe they have a 5-man smoke maneuver. They come down. Universe, actually, it has his smoke broken by the Lich.
Oh, they get broke, maybe. That'll be...
This.
That's big. It's
FN's coming in. FN's coming in. Where's the vision? Where's the detection? I'm seeing observer wards. The Necrobooks are up inside the pit, so I'll see FN if he walks in, but now the Chronosphere. Time dilation starts at Roshan's really, really low. He time walks away. They get the Doom off onto crit, but Roger is going to lose his life for this. Universe just doing the work. Now the Chrono on the back lines. Resolution is going for the rack. It's classic Rezo style. Lycan, Arteezy, he'll bring down the Aegis of the Mortal. Roshan is theirs, but Resolution, he's almost finished the melee racks. Ghostic will join him, and they get it. Do they get out safely? Ghostic starts his TP. The pop will actually go on Lycan, but Universe doesn't actually have a stun. Both of them don't. They have to accept the fact, yes, you got Roshan, but you just lost your bottom lane.
Yeah, that's what's so dangerous in this game, again. Like, I feel like this moment just showed everything that can happen, right? Like, there's constantly the threat of the Void going in for the Chrono that they need to play around. There's always the split push threat, and this whole team fight that can just come together. And EG have to maneuver all of these difficulties in the game, and they do get the Roche, they get Aegis and Cheese, they got kills in the pit, but it did cost them. And that's overall a fairly even trade at the end of the day. Like, they didn't really lose gold or experience in that sense. They lost a bit of map control. But
you're up against a split push lineup, and now your bottom lane is going to continuously pressure.
They need to use this Aegis and Cheese, else this was not worth it at all.
They found an opening. It's going to be Nature's Prophet. Crit trying to keep him there. Doesn't have Echo Slam, but together they will stand inside the trees again. And Crit will slam him down. So no Nature's Prophet for 51 seconds. He has buyback available. But Arteezy also has to...
He could get chronoed here.
Yeah, they're looking at it.
They don't have it.
Oh boy. So he just triggers Necrobooks. There's your E-Blade pop. Actually decides to Adapted Strike and Melee Creep and FN. No Time Walk. The Fissure will hold him there. Faceless Void is down. So now this is exactly what we were talking about on the other side. EG win one good fight. I don't know.
What just happened? He just walked in and popped his Mask of Madness without having chrono, and then he just got fissured and died because he couldn't use Time Walk because he used his Mask of Madness. Oops, FN, that ain't good. That was a really big mess up actually from Empire. That's going to cost the Brax.
Yeah.
Right, never mind. Let's just go down the other way.
We're going the opposite direction. You lose one bad fight, EG can push, but how much damage can be done? Resolution's going in through the bottom. He's finishing up the range racks, but EG, you've got to like it. He just lost his Necrobooks. The Howl is worn off. They're still beating into the tier 3 tower. Resolution's going for tier 4s. Come on, Resolution. You can't be serious. EG won't take you serious for this, or maybe they will. Roger's here too. They're beating the tier 4 towers down. Resolution will keep going. He waveforms over the Echo Slam from Crit. It doesn't have its effect that he wants. Resolution needs one more hit. He'll jump down to the Replicant, which is all the way down in the bottom lane. As Roger, TP start, blinks in a couple of seconds. RTZ will find him. Crit will come in for the stun. So Doombringer will lose his life. But is this really now how Resolution sees he wins the fight? Samael almost dying, will die. Ghosted gets the hit in. But Melee Rax has been lost on the bottom lane now for Team Empire.
Oh, Arteez is actually maybe going to kill him. Oh, just got enough mana to TP out there from the shrine.
Speaking of which, Arteezy will get rid of that now.
This is so crazy, actually.
This is anyone's game on any front. Resolution is now just open up the bottom lane. That if it happens again, he'll just TP in and then take out the tier 4 tower and open up the fortress, open up the ancient.
EG still have the cheese, however, and it's important to keep in mind because yes, they lost. You know, I wanted them to use the Aegis and cheese, and they used it big time, right? They got 1.5 lanes of racks, and Sumail got multiple kills. I don't remember if he forced any buybacks, but at least he got the bottom racks by using his Aegis. So they made sure to get value out of that advantage that they had, and it makes EG. It puts them in a really comfortable position. Like, this 8k lead is pretty big. Racks down on both sides still. It's a considerable amount, minute 34.
Yeah, now both teams are taking care of the shrines on either side too. So they're all, like, systematically removing the outer points that you can move to.
Fortunately, this super treant that Universe took just had Howl, and it's kind of beating all of the 4 treants that are hitting the shrine. What a great fight this is. That's what I watch Dota for. I just want to see nature fighting itself.
It's PvE versus PvE, but all controlled by evil masterminds.
Yep.
Puppets on strings. And this game... Never believe anyone's won. So how strong is Resolution really getting? Like, if he's going to go in for this, he's building in towards Ascari as his second item. That's a lot of survivability. I thought for a moment he might actually try and go for more... I don't want to say building killers, because Skadi's going to help him do that anyway.
He could go water. That was another option. It's good against the Lycan and the Miranos item builds, and it gives him damage on the shotgun.
Both won't go MKB unless they're really forced to.
Yeah, and it helps him push faster. But the Skadi is just a nice, well-rounded item. He's had some mana problems in a couple of fights. That might be what's making him go for this item. Just so he feels confident that he can go in, fight, and still get out against this Necro book that's been really annoying. An alternative choice could have been getting a Linken's now against those Necros, just to be able to break the mana drain, but I think Scotty is just the superior choice if that's what you're getting it for anyway.
The Moonlight Shadow, they come over. That Observer and Sentry. The Sentry's just out of range of the Obs, so Empire won't know the vision was planted down, but they know that something's up. They're already hiding in the tree lines. The Shadow Blade triggered off on the Faceless Void. He's still a little bit short of his BKB. That's why he came out. He's looking for the farm, and I'm looking at Resolution's Replicant on bottom. He's pushing the top lane, he's keeping Lycan there,
Quick
and
reaction.
now Prophet TP's down to the bottom lane.
Oh, Sumail. Oh, if they would have seen that, he just leapt in and got stuck in the trees close to the tier 2 tower, but they saw it too late and he TP'd out immediately.
Resolution's not showing himself on the bottom.
Mipochka?
TP, not gonna work.
Yeah, well.
He seems to be very much alone.
It's one of those moments where you're a poor support and you're split pushing the side of the map. You're like, okay, if 4 heroes come gank me, I pay for information and my kill is very low value and I keep trying to shove the waves out and just do something. I think in this instance that wasn't really worth it just because he kind of knew where they were anyway. Like they blinked down to try to kill the Doom at the tier 2 tower and he blinked out just as fast, so I feel like the information was already available.
Arrow, mid, FN's dead. That damage from Sumail is just so quick and heavy. FN didn't stand a chance.
That was without Howl as well. He even has more damage with that.
There was actually one thing I was wondering about. Now the more I'm thinking about it, I like Zai's choice more and more. The Blink Dagger onto the Naga Siren.
That's good.
Because it means that he could be that blink into a quick disable, blink into the perfect Song of the Siren position, blink into putting in an Observer Ward, and gets the Song off.
He's blocked.
But he can't get out. But then again, he can. In 3, 2, 1 is...
Nice
okay,
juke.
well, Resolution will do that. And then Adaptive Strike. He blinks down. Resolution, get the hell out of here. Does he actually have... He does have a replica to jump to for the moment. He's got Mana Style available, but not anymore. Out of mana and out of life. No buyback for Resolution, and Zai just applauds himself for a great play.
That's his second really, really nice movement with that Naga.
And the second call from
Beautiful.
Empire to die in the space of 1 minute.
The ward just got pinged out by FN as well. He pinged it. There's no way he did that without having vision on you the whole time, Rizzo. It's like, else why did you even fight him in there in the first place? But that is his support, setting up a kill on the most farm here on the Radiant side, and pretty much putting EG in a great position again.
Bye, Maposhka.
Yep, see ya.
He actually needs to stay alive. Like, his combination with FN is what holds the high ground for Team Empire. And that's all they have to do. Hold the high ground, because if they lose another lane of Rax, even with a split push lineup, it's going to be difficult.
He's going to buy back to use Ice Armor on the tower.
Yeah. And also be in the right position for FN.
They need to buy 20 seconds here.
Oh, hang on. Who is... Okay, yes, it's Roger who is TPing back. He's got more boulders to hurl. Doesn't matter if he dies, right?
Sumail hits so hard.
Yeah.
This AC. Who has the AC?
It's...
Lycan? Oh, Lycan walked away though. Now it's not active anymore.
Oh, here's your Blinken. Unable to actually get what he wants. Arteezy does commit dog form, but they don't go any further in. Not in the Resolution, now that Resolution is back up again. They are really being respectful of the high ground defense that Team Empire offers. They may want to still be concerned, however. Yeah, you brought down the melee racks on the bottom, but there's still momentum from Team Empire every time at the bottom. The three-way arrow from Sumail. Crit gets a double stun. The illusions aren't doing enough damage, but Crit just tries to hold Doom in position. Nice heal scepter up. Dodges the E-Blade combination. The Resolution wanted to just kill Crit off with. Roger, is there a force up? Is there something? He tries to turn and goes for the Doom onto the Enchantress. He'll lose his life and send the second Doomlings up, allowing Resolution to try and find this kill. But Sumail is already doing his work. Resolution, they can sort of hold him there. Sumail further up north that found all the kills. Now the ES will fall. And Sumail, FN, time lock. How many locks can you get? The E-Blade pop is there, but Mirana having the extra life. She's being triggered. Resolution tanking up and actually dodging the arrows. Arteezy's back into the fight. Where's your time lock? FN will get the kill. A huge streak to end, but Morphling is down too. FN will fall, and the last surviving elite race is that of the dog. The Lycan will survive.
He's going to force a buyback as well.
There's one from the Prophet.
Yep. But
the bottom lane is still pressuring in. Everyone has buyback available apart from the Lich.
EG has been doing such a good job at just combining spells and finding openings. I feel like the last... After we had that like big lull for 10-15 minutes from minute 15 to 30, they have just been making the superior plays. They're finding better picks, they're making better coordinated movements, and Empire are a little bit less connected in their plays. And that's what's costing them. This move they got bottom where they got the racks was a really good trade-off, but after that there's been like these slip-ups here and there, like Morphling dying on the right-hand side, the Void dying in, I can't remember which moment, like these multiple kills on the Lich that just
in the mid lane attack.
Yeah, and Furion has been caught out like multiple times in the Dire Jungle, and this just adds up. Like EG are just getting way too many kills. And they're outplaying Empire. I still really like the way this game was going with Empire's draft and everything, but you gotta give credit where it's due. I don't think this is a draft win for EG. I think they're just showing they're the superior team in this matchup.
Well, EG are now going to go for Roshan. Universe happy to sit in the front lines. Morphling and Void are now respawning, and Prophet, yeah, he feels something is awry. Sprouts for vision only, doesn't have the ability to summon treants just yet. Zaya's trying to keep that bottom lane at bay, but he doesn't have like a great counter-pushing lineup. Item build, sorry.
Let's see here. There is a smoke available for Empire. This Roshan is probably the game. This is the game-deciding moment. If Empire take a good fight here and get the Rosh, they could look at a second lane of racks, depending on the buyback status of EG. They actually have plenty of buybacks, but they could at least do a high amount of damage to their economy. Or if EG gets this Rosh, it kind of feels like they can just brute force down the final racks by using Lycan in one of the side lanes and the
Oh, they found Universe. They're trapped inside the Chronosphere. Samel, what do? Moonlight Shadow throws out the arrows, but already they find the kill. The BKB isolating FM because the Song of the Siren from Zai kept everyone else asleep in the 3-man stun. And Echo Slam! Crim will keep the control up. Morphling has to jump back out, but he can't get away far enough, or can he? A quick Yule Scepter up. He says, E-Blade Pop Comic, can he kill somebody? No, it's Crit who will kill him instead. And that may just be the game. Buybacks, Morphling and Void will have to commit both of theirs, but no Chronosphere available. This bottom range rack's likely to be the only thing that stands.
It's not standing.
Oh, they're actually splitting it up perfectly. Samael with the trip arrows once again flying out. They move over. Megas are up. They'll trigger the Lincoln Sphere with the Sprout, but already you'll lose the Nature's Prophet. And if Resolution dies again, then this game is over. And in fact, it already is. GG is the call. Evil Geniuses take game 1 at the 43-minute mark. I almost called that one perfectly. It's at 45.
Yep.
Woo! Yeah. One fight, and the damage was done.
That's all it takes if you find the right opportunities. EG played this this mid late game very well. I've said it multiple times, but that's at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. They found the right opportunities. They combined their spells better.